Welcome, guys, to another episode. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest. We have a member of the DDC Familia, Camila, joining us today. She's been with us. She's been working with me for about 11 months now, which is crazy. I feel like time is just flying. And I really wanted her to be on the podcast today because I want her to share her experience and her success story in this fitness journey. And also talk about patience, which is something I know she's learned in the past 11 months, something that she used to struggle with, something I used to struggle with. And I know so many of you watching this podcast or listening to this podcast are probably struggling with the same. So what a better person than Cami to talk about her own experience and share with us all her tips and everything that she's learned along the way. But thank you so much, Cami, for being here. Muchas gracias. Cami also speaks Spanish, so we might be throwing a few Spanish words here and there just because, I don't know, it's easier when you talk to someone in Spanish, you just say those words without even thinking about it. But how are you, Cami?
Hola, Dani. Very happy to be invited because I'm also a fan of this podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, I know.
Cami
Listen to the podcast, which is amazing. I always feel so happy whenever you guys tell me that you will listen to the podcast. I just really hope this is helping. But let's get started by talking more about how was your fitness journey before you joined the program? Because I know you were already going to the gym, you were pretty active, but you were not getting the results that you wanted. So can you tell us a little bit more about who was Cami before joining my program?
So I guess I have always been active. Probably I had the classic struggle that everyone has. I was kind of like eating healthy, but eating a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why am I putting weight if I'm eating healthy? And I have always been active. Like, I think maybe like going to the gym for 7 years. But yeah, kind of like focusing on cardio. Very frustrated about like never being able to lose the weight. Yeah, I kind of like had that mentality that like strength training will make you boxy or like get shorter and all the things that you don't know. And yeah, I guess I reached a point that I was like, why am I putting so much effort? I think I was putting effort. Like, I think I have always been a person that I cook. I'm not a big, I don't like, I never ask takeaways. Like, I have good, I don't know, I have like the, like good foundations. Like I go to the supermarket, I cook in my house. So I think I had like this problem of like didn't know portion eating. I thought that probably like healthy food was like off limits. Like healthy food, like you can eat everything you want. So I needed like structure, and I think like I reached a point of like a bit frustrated with. I want to see probably like. Maybe my first goal was to lose the weight. I was not into the gaining muscle stuff. I just wanted to kind of like lose that extra weight. I got married and I was like not very happy with the photos I saw. I thought that was like my turning point to say like, okay, I think. But also I was like justifying myself a lot because I was also drinking midweek, like, classic, let's go for a beer on a Wednesday. I used to have like a job that it was like very social active. So we had like Friday drinks with cheese boards and kiwi dip. So I think I was like a lot of calories that I was like not even counting or trying. And I'm very like crying, like, why I have this weight? And I was like drinking heaps of beer. And so yeah. I contact a nutritionist first, and she helped me with getting a bit more, like, be mindful of my portions. And I dropped like a lot of weight the first year. And she told me do some strength training. So I started like joining the at Les Meal, the how you call the class, the
pump class.
The pump, yeah. And that was like the start of something. Because with that class, I started like, oh, okay, I think like, and then I started with another trainer for a year, and I got like, I was very happy with the results as well. But after a year of training with her, and I was like very happy with what I was seeing. I was getting more confident at the gym. And then I knew you through a friend.
Mhm.
And my friend was Dani. She was getting like amazing results. And I thought approaching you because you also offer meal plan and strength training and everything else that you do, like all the knowledge that you share. And yeah, I was like full on. I want to like commit 100% meal plan, kind of like start fine tuning things because I
Yeah.
already like lost the weight that was annoying me, but then I was like ready for taking like a next step.
Yeah. And I think that's always challenge with everyone. Like I can relate to you because we think that eating healthy, it's the answer. If you want to lose weight, you can eat healthy. And we also think like all the healthy food is calorie free. So we eat more of that because we think, oh yeah, it's healthy. I can eat as much as I want because it's healthy. But we forget about portion control because we don't know too much. Like whenever we start with a fitness journey, when I started, I was exactly the same. I was just eating, yeah, this is healthy, this is not healthy, and like labeling food, this is good, this is bad, healthy, unhealthy, eating more of the healthy food, but not really controlling your portions. And we know that if you want to lose weight, it's all about being in a caloric deficit. It's all about, eating less calories. That's the only way you can accurately lose weight, tracking how much you're eating, weighing your portions, and knowing exactly, okay, this how much I'm eating, this how much I'm eating for every single meal. And that's the most realistic way. Like that's if you truly want to lose weight. If you want to maintain, then that's something else. But if you want to truly lose weight or gain muscle mass, which is your goal right now, or gain muscle mass, you also have to know your portion controls. And same with your training. I remember you told me like, I work so hard at the gym. I train so hard. I do dance classes, something that you do now, but you were not seeing the changes that you wanted to see. Like you were looking in the mirror, but you didn't see that physique that you wanted. You were putting all the hours, all the effort every single day, every single week. And it's just frustrating, like, doing all of that and not get the results that you want. And then you say, like, when you look at those pictures from your wedding, you were like, okay, this is, I need to do something different about it. Otherwise, it's going to be, the same results. But how do you feel now? Like, we've been working together for about 11 months, which I think it's crazy, but it's amazing. It doesn't even feel like that much. Or it feels a little bit longer. But how do you feel now that you have changed not just your body, but you've changed your mindset and you're slowly achieving the results that you want to get?
I feel very happy. Like you say, 11 months, it goes so fast because probably I don't feel restricted.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of like, because if not, it will feel like a torture. And
Yeah.
it's not. I feel like I'm really happy because like everything we're doing is very, I don't know, like realistic. It's very, I don't know. I feel I eat like we have like so many options on our meal plan that if I don't want something, I have like another option. You have included like the food I like. You know that I'm a bit repetitive, so I always tortilla, pita. I don't. It's weird, but I don't like rice much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always happy that I have like the options of the things that I like, and I don't feel suffering. I think I'm getting better at like eyeballing my food.
Mm-hmm.
I still measure, but I think now I'm more conscious. Like if it happens that I'm not at home and I have to eat something outside, I kind of like make better choices, and I think I have like a bigger purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least something more achievable. I know that I go to the gym with a mission to accomplish. Uh, I'm not just doing like random, and I know you have like a plan for me, and that's good. Like I just have to concentrate on putting the daily job, and I trust that you have a plan for me, and like you're the professional, so it's kind of like doing a day to work, just trusting, and I
Mm-hmm.
think I see the changes. Like I struggle a little bit with impatience, and I also am a bit perfectionist. So I think with you, I've been learning that things are not a miracle, and I cannot be like 0%. 0% is a lot to say, but like low fat percentage and like big muscle, it's
Mm-hmm.
not a miracle. Like
Exactly.
it's slowly, and you have to go on phases. So there are phases that you cut, phases that you maintain, phases that you eat. Some phases you're gonna gain muscle, but a little bit of body fat. That's kind of like my biggest struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But it is how it is, and it's like the healthy way, and I guess it's the like I know that it's the sustainable way. And probably before I was like very focused on watching my changes from 1 week to the other, but now I do 1 month to the other, 1 year to the other. And like when I go on periods that maybe I'm perfectionist or frustrated, I always look at like how I started. And I guess like the change come from every single day that probably you don't see a change or you don't want to go to the gym. All those days where you see that nothing is happening, something is happening. It's like
Exactly. Yes.
yeah. So it's kind of like almost to like blind trust. It's like focus on the step before. Don't focus on the huge, like race ahead. Because I kind of like, I saw that on Instagram, like the paper towel where they peel a paper towel and then they both look the same. But if you kind of like continue, you will still like start seeing the results. I guess for me was like, why am I, if I'm doing everything, why I'm not like looks athletic as like I want to, but like, and you were saying on your last podcast or one episode, like, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Like if someone looks like amazing, like low body fat, lots of muscles, maybe that's 12 years. Like I'm on my year 2. And like we were talking before recording, but yeah, like for my maybe for the people that surrounds me, 2 years doing weight training is a lot because maybe I don't have like too many people on like full on fitness journey. But 2 years, it's the start comparing to someone that it's 10 years putting on muscles. So yeah, I think like that's kind of like how I feel. I feel like very happy that I think it's kind of like the slow process, doing the work every day, trusting and not punishing yourself for having like better weeks. So, like one day is not gonna put you completely off track. I used to be like very black and white minded, like, oh my God, I didn't follow the plan, like kind of like why people fail doing diets. Like if they have like one extra cheat meal, they're gonna be like, oh my God, no, and I'm off track, but it's not like that. It's more like the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like the biggest learning.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned 3 things. Okay, number 1, you kind of like learning portion control, and I feel like that helps you so much when you travel. Because I know you went away on June. I think it was June. Yeah, you went to Canada for 1 month, and now you're gonna go to Australia for a few days. And just learning more about nutrition, learning more about portion control, that helps you to stay on track even when you go on holiday. Like I know you're still on track, going for walks instead of going to the gym or getting a few trainings done whenever you were able to get it done. But when you were not able to control what you were eating, you were just focused on portion control, which is the main thing. So I think you can learn so many things. And like you say, you were not punishing yourself when you're having meals that maybe were not on the meal plan. And maybe before you were punishing yourself, because I think that's something that we believe. When we follow something that's too strict, too restricted, we think like, oh my gosh, this particular meal is not on my meal plan. This is going to make me gain so much body fat. And then you feel so guilty the whole day or the whole weekend. And you feel like you want to punish yourself by not eating enough the next day. And that's a mindset that you have slowly been changing. And I think it's getting way better now. But it's something that you have to change. We have to change. Like if you want to be successful in this journey, you have to overcome all those challenges, because that just comes from like past experiences that we didn't do the right thing by restricting ourselves too much. And then you also mentioned about being impatient. And I feel like that's something like we're still working on that. I think it's getting much, much better. But I think that's something that it takes a lot of time to work on, because like patience is not something, I believe like patience is a skill. It's not a skill that you just get from one day to the other. It's something that you have to work on every single day, just like anything. If you want to get better at that, if you want to be able to be more patient, and changes will take time. Like sometimes we want to see, the pictures from last week and this week, and we expect to see big changes. But 1 week or even 1 month or even 2 months might not be enough time to see the changes that you want to see. So what you're doing now is like comparing the pictures from maybe 1 year ago or 2 years ago, just to remind yourself, like, actually, I'm making a lot of progress. And the progress that you're making is not just with the pictures, but you're also changing your habits. Like, I think you're way more disciplined now. Even if you don't feel like going, if you feel like, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym, like you're pushing yourself because you're motivating yourself so much, which I think is something beautiful. And because of
Wow.
that, you're like inspiring so many people. Like I tell you this so many times, but you're actually inspiring so many people. Like so many people come to me. And I always ask them, like, how did you find me? How do you find my page? And they say, oh, I saw you on Cami's page. Oh, I've been watching Cami's transformation. And I think her journey, it's been amazing. Her transformation has been amazing. I'm like, yes, I know. Like she's doing, she's progressing so, so much. But what do you
That makes me very happy.
you should be happy because you're working so hard, Cami. Like you're working really, really hard. And you like putting in the work every single day, every single week, even when you go away. And that's something I really loved about you. Like even when you went to Canada in June, you told me like weeks in advance, like, hey Danny, I want to be going to Canada for 4 weeks. I still want to be on track. I want to be more flexible, but I still want to be on track. What's something you will suggest? And what something that you think, or why did you ask me that? Like, because not everyone wants to be on track during the holiday. Not everyone wants to be, following a plan during the holiday. But for you, why do you think you want to be on track even when you go away?
I think maybe like what's changing in me lately is that I just don't perceive holidays as kind of like all or nothing kind of thing. So maybe like this new lifestyle is so in me that also makes me be in peace with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like it brings me calmness. I don't know how to say, like I don't enjoy going off track too much because I think like what I've been doing till now, it has cost me a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like, for example, people say like, oh, I'm going on holidays. So you want to eat, you want to drink, but probably I'm enjoying to still eat, but not eat everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not kind of like the mindset of like, you're going to go to holidays and like be restricted, or you're not going to be able to try new food. So in Canada, I ate everything I wanted, but not
Yeah, like
so I
crazy.
can eat what I want, but like I can still, like if I'm gonna have a burger at night, maybe at lunchtime I'll be a bit more mindful. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not kind of like the world's gonna end, like it's holiday, so we need to kind of like eat like the world is ending.
Yes.
That's kind of like the thing, like you can still enjoy for example, like you can be on a nice bar and have a beer and enjoy the view in Canada, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Then if my second drink is a Diet Coke, I'm gonna still be enjoying the view.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of maybe like I don't know, like we're both Latinas, like our culture is very like, but please eat, but please drink, but
Yeah.
like
Trust
you're
me.
not eating, you're suffering.
Yeah.
And it's like I really kind of like it's a balance. Like I can have a beer, but then maybe my second beer could be Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not enjoying less. I didn't stop drinking, but like I don't have to kind of like get wasted to feel like have fun. Or I don't need to eat like everyday junk food or local food in like huge amounts to feel that I make the most out of my trip.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't I like it's I was not restricted, but I was like in control. And also like my friend had a gym, like I stayed at my friend's house. There was a gym around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already used to, like if I'm gonna be busy, I'm already used to wake up 1 hour earlier, do my workout, and then I have the entire day to enjoy. So it's not that I was not going to museums. I did trekking, tramping, like we do going to lakes. I did so many things, but I wake up 1 hour earlier than everyone, get my workout done really quickly, and then my day starts like everyone else. So I was like not, it's not that I was missing out. I was just like
Mm-hmm.
plan it better, and it's doable. Of
Yeah.
course, you get relaxed. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be as accurate as I'm here, but at least I don't have like that guilt that, oh my god, I returned from my holidays and I put like all this weight, and like I don't like I
Yeah.
think like the effort we have put is precious. So I think I like to, I don't know, take care of it. Like it was not
Yeah.
easy. I don't want to like go crazy.
Yeah. And I love how you put that together because like one, like if you want to make the time, you'll make the time. And you were waking 1 hour earlier than everyone to get your workout done. And you still had the whole day to do everything, like all the activities with your friends, go around places, visit places. And that just shows you that when you truly want to do something, you'll make the time for it. There's no such
Yeah.
a thing as like, I'm too busy, I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. Those are just excuses. And we know that like everyone has 24 hours in one day. We all get 7 days a week. We all get 365 days a year. Like there's literally time for everything, only if you want to make it, of course. And I think like you made fitness is already part of your lifestyle. That's why when you came and you told me like, hey, Danny, I want to be going away, any tips, anything we can do. And I just felt so happy because it just made me realize like, this is actually part of who she is now. Like fitness, it's what you want to do because you want to do it, not because you feel like I have to go to the gym, I have to eat healthy. It's just like, I want to eat healthy because I feel better. Like I want to make my holiday about my holiday and not just about eating everything that I see. Because I feel like that's sometimes the mindset that we have whenever we go away to a new country, to a new city. We forget about everything and we feel like I have to make the most out of the next 2 weeks or however long you go to enjoy everything, because once I get back on track or once I come back home, I won't be able to enjoy those foods. But that's just the wrong mindset to have, because that just shows you that you're being too restrictive with whatever you're doing and you're restricting yourself every single day from enjoying your meals, because there's no need to restrict anything. Like you're still enjoying foods that you like. You're still having your pita bread. You're still having your wraps. You're still having your steak, ice cream, chocolate, the things that you like, but everything it's just going back to portion control. And something else you mentioned, it was about culture, because we know as being Latinas, like family can pressure you so much. Friends and family, they can be like, just have one drink, just one bite, like one bite won't do anything, or you're looking too skinny. What are you doing to yourself? Do you think that was like, how do I put this together? Do you think that was maybe like a challenge that you had to overcome?
Yes, I think that if I don't drink, I will be the boring in the party. I kind of like didn't want to stop drinking at all, but I find ways to cut my drinking in half. And I think like the trick, well, this is not advice, this is what I did. Like something that really worked for me. It could sound disgusting, but for example, I like wines and I'll try to have 2 wines per night. If I go out, maybe 2 drinks is my limit. But for example, if we do a barbecue here at home and I'm going to have 2 glasses of wine, instead of having just the wine, I will put some fizzy drink, like a zero sugar, and I will create this like weird fake sangria. Then I can extend that glass of wine into like a big glass of something that it will last longer. So I could be actually for hours drinking my 2 glasses of wine because I transformed that wine into like a huge cocktail. Zero sugar. And people will say like, that's disgusting. Why you just don't drink the wine? But for me, it works because I like to always be sipping on something, but I'm just stretching 2 glasses of wine into like a lot. And that helped me kind of like, and then for example, if I finish, I'll keep pouring more fizzy drink. Until the end, it's just fizzy drink. But I'm always like drinking something. And then just kind of like realizing like, maybe it's not about like the alcohol. It's just having something nice to be drinking. But I also face that sometimes people ask you a lot, like, but like enjoy, like, or maybe like at a restaurant you'll be like, oh, okay, no, I'm fine. Like maybe Diet Coke, and people will be like, like, come on, it's Friday, but like I'm happy. I'm gonna be here. Like if we're gonna go dancing, I can dance with Diet Coke. Like I'm not gonna be like, the boring. But I think culturally, I don't know, we're very into like what the other one is doing, and we want to beat the person. Come on, drink. I'll buy you another one. Like, and you don't want to be like the boring of the party, but but then people understand. But I think I have faced that a bit. Almost like I think maybe because people don't know this lifestyle, people think that my lifestyle is very restricted. I think that I'm like on a diet or something like that. It's not that I'm on a diet. I have a meal plan, but I just have like some better awareness. I'm not on a fix. Sometimes like people say like, oh, so what do you eat? Like protein shakes. Like people think that you are like really something like, and it's not like that. It's a balanced way of life where excess, I think like having fun doesn't have to be excess. And that's something that I'm learning because I used to be a bit more like all in, like we go holiday, we eat, we drink well, I have never drank too much, but like, like kind of like holidays is an excuse to go completely off track. And I don't think like having fun has to be like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't have to be like that. And like people, they can only pressure you so much. I know like people, especially Latinos, they can really push you to do something that you don't want to do. Like especially with drinking. I feel like drinking, it's part of our culture, like so much. You know, people always, whenever you go to a party or to a barbecue, people are always drinking and they always force you to drink. And yes, they can pressure you. They can tell you just have one drink or don't be the boring one. And I know that can obviously play with with your mindset, because before it did play with my mindset. Like people always tell me like, you're so boring. Why are you just drinking water? Why are you just drinking Coke Zero? But they cannot force you to do something you don't want to do. At the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to have that drink or if you don't want to have that drink. And I think that's a really good idea of like mixing the wine with the Coke Zero. So if you're watching this or listening to this, make sure to try that, because that can be something you can try this weekend. Like if you're struggling to maybe cut down your alcohol or your wine, try that. This amazing tip from Cami, and that can help you. But yeah,
it's like a fake sangria. You can put like ice, an orange, make it look really fancy, and get like a really big glass of, and like put little alcohol and lots of like whatever, no sugar, and like people will not annoy you because you have something that looks very fancy, that looks very alcoholic, but it doesn't have much alcohol, and it just tricks your mind, and you feel like you're not missing out, but like there's way less calories over there. But I think also like our food is too nice. That's why have the pressure.
That's a good point. I feel like our food is very yummy, but try that. I don't like wine, so I'm not going to try that. But if you do like wine, try that from Cami. I think that's an amazing tip. And what about like whenever you felt, or whenever you didn't feel motivated, or you felt like giving up, especially when you were not seeing the results that you wanted to see? What did you do, or what changed that made you realize like I need to continue, or I want to continue with this? I don't want to stop now. I want to keep pushing myself, even if I don't want to do it.
I think quitting has never been an option, because quitting will take me to step 0. Like I have worked too hard for this. I'm not gonna reverse it. That's the thing. And I feel like I could quit and get back to where I was. And if I'm happy with that, and if my priorities change, it's okay. Like no judgment if that's kind of like a decision that. But I think for me now, it's kind of like brushing my teeth. Like when I don't have motivation, I think what helps me is I don't negotiate with myself. There are things that need to be done. Like I never negotiate with myself if I want to brush my teeth. The teeth, you have to brush your teeth. I don't negotiate if I have to go to work. Like there's things in life that you have to do because they maintain your life or your health. So I don't negotiate. I go to the gym with motivation, without motivation, on a good day, on a bad day, with problems, without problems, on a hurry or with time. I never ask myself if I want to. Like gym is something that we go. Maybe I can say when I'm gonna go to the gym depending on my day. So I can probably negotiate at what time or what days of the week, but I don't negotiate with myself the fact of going. Gym is something that I do, like paying rent. I cannot opt out. Yeah, kind of like my new rule, but it's not a rule. I don't know. I also work from home. I feel like for me, the gym, like waking up early, going to the gym, see people, do something for myself. Then I come home, I take a shower, I start my day in a different mood. Like I did something for me, and then I finish work, and then I don't feel guilty. I could be in the couch watching TV because I already did my homework. Like the hard thing is out of the way. And it's nice to look better. Like, I don't know. Well, I think I have always kind of like struggled with body image. I grew up in the 2000s. Like I was young in the not that I grew up. I was already born. I was young in the 2000s. And I think in the 2000s, like, you know, like the skinny culture. Like, like media, everything was like very skinny girls, and everyone has to be like really skinny. And probably there was like not too much room for now. I feel so happy to see bigger girls so empowered, and like there's a bigger support, like body positivity, and I really like that. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I grew up like that on those times. But I really feel like now the mindset is like not looking skinny. It's like looking strong. It's like being healthy. It's having a positive relationship with my image, lifting heavy. I don't know, trying to be better every week on how much I it's not about like, am I more skinny this week? It's not about that. Like that's the past. That's the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah.
it's about like gains, eating nicer food, be confident, support each other. I think it's kind of like a whole new mindset that I really like. Like it's okay to put a bit more body fat. It's okay to be bigger. It's okay to be stronger. You're not gonna look like the classic 2000 that people say like, oh, woman, don't touch the weights because
So,
you're gonna
yeah.
look manly. I want to look like Hulk. I want to
Yeah.
be I really don't care. Like I want to be huge, 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 and I don't mind if that's not feminine.
Mm-hmm.
My goal is to be like, oh. And that makes me like
Exactly.
really happy. And to see
Yeah.
girls also like empowered at the gym. I really like where things are going in this time.
Yeah, I think as strong as the new sexy. And I know that your goal is to get huge. Like I remember when I asked you, what is your goal? You're like, I want to get huge. I'm like, yes, let's do it. It's gonna take time, Cami. It's gonna take time, but we can make it happen. And do you feel like
Like,
sorry, you go.
oh no, I was gonna do like a joke. Like I want to be like, oh, where's the toilet? Oh, do you see the muscle
Yeah,
again?
and then flex
Oh
you.
yes,
You're
that's
getting
my
there,
goal. Like
Cami. You're getting
Johnny
there.
Bravo.
And do you feel like fitness has helped you in a different area of your life? Like, is there something that maybe before starting with your journey, you always wanted to do, but you were like too afraid of doing it? But now that you have like fitness more part of your lifestyle and you feel more confident with everything, has this helped you in any way or different areas of your life?
Um, yes, I think, well, structure.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you have like a fitness structure, you also start planning better other things in your life. Because if you have to make time for the gym, then means that you are a bit more aware of your calendar or what are the other obligations that I have. Also, well, yeah, like going out of frustration mode.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of like, yeah, I think like discipline helps you in like so many ways, in like everything, like patience, discipline. You're more organized with your calendar, more organized with my spending in food, my groceries. I think like my week has a structure, and maybe if you don't have a structure, thinking about having a structure could feel overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But once the structure is in place, you can really rely on the structure because it works on its own and you don't have to be on top of things. So almost like do the hard work, because when the ball is rolling, then
Mm-hmm.
you are kind of like, okay, you leave that structure and you just repeat. I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
hope
like,
I hope you guys are paying attention because Cami is giving us so much value here, like so many tips. Like you're just like firing so much value right now. And what's like one advice you will give to someone wanting to start with the fitness journey, but they just feel like there's something holding them back right now? Maybe they feel like they just have too much going on, or they don't have the time, or there's just something stopping them. What's something you will say to them?
maybe I would say that I know that for people, fitness is not a priority. So they keep pushing fitness. And I know that everyone's life circumstances is different. So I cannot speak for everyone because I don't have kids, or I don't know others people like realities. But once you make fitness a priority and you start, then it's not gonna be a priority, it's gonna be your habit. And then you can have other priorities, like my business is my priority, or like that's the thing. Like for example, I don't go to the gym every day because fitness is my only priority in my life. Like I have so many other priorities. This is my how do you say, my habit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
ingrained. So I think like make it a priority to start. And then when you start, it's just gonna be brushing your teeth. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can focus on other priority. So it's kind of like making a habit. I think is it like after a couple of months, I think it kind of like just
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, it becomes a part of you, and then it doesn't have to be, I mean, like in my case, it's a priority. But I just want to say that to everyone else, that you can have other priorities. Fitness don't have to be your ultimate priority to start. Yeah, that's kind of like, and I think it brings so many things, and especially like nowadays that like we are so busy. I guess especially women, that we are always like caregivers. We're always like, like doing so many things, and like, well, I don't want to say just women, but I think like we don't have to put ourselves on the second place of nothing. Like you can give to others after you give yourself. So like maybe if you start the day with 1 hour for yourself, and then the rest of the day you can take care of others or other things, so your business, your work, your family. But I think like it's always positive with the relationship with yourself if you give yourself, I think like priority, and you're gonna look better, you're gonna be more confident.
Mhm.
It gives you so much more. Like I think it's kind of like a little journey of empowering yourself in so many ways.
Yeah, I love
Just start,
that.
not so much
Get it
thinking.
started.
Just get started. Like in Spanish, we say el camino se arregla la carga.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say in English. Like, in the way you fix it. Like maybe you don't have all the fitness gear, you don't have like the best shoes. Maybe you have no idea what you're doing. Everything over time you can accommodate
Yeah.
to work somewhere, even maybe walking. But just get the habit in.
Exactly. I feel like that's something people worry too much about. Like, yeah, no, I don't have the gym shoes. I don't have the right gym shoes. I don't have the right clothing. I don't have the right, I don't know. There's just too many things that people can make up. But like you said, like you don't have to make everything around fitness. Like you don't have to stop living your life just to start with your fitness journey. We still have a life. Like Cami still's working. She works full time. She's a wife. She's a friend. She has a life. She doesn't spend her day and week at the gym, like doing nothing else. Like you can still live your life, you can still go to work, you can still socialize, you can still make time for your friends, for your family, for everything that you want to make time. It's just taking literally 1 hour of the day or 45 minutes of the day to go to the gym, get your training done, and that's it. Taking 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week to prep your meals. It's not too much time, and it's not too much to ask. And I feel like it's not too much to ask to put yourself as a priority. Obviously, that's only a choice you can make by yourself and for yourself. No one can force you to, well, I cannot force you to be like, you need to make yourself your priority. That's up to you how you want to live your life. But I just personally feel like if you want to be longer, if you want to live a healthier life, if you want to live a happy life, you should be making fitness part of your routine, because it's not just about looking pretty and having that amazing body. It's more about how you feel on the inside and how healthy your body is, because having that muscle mass, building that skeletal, that structure is going to help you so much in the future. Like you're not going to have those back pains. You won't be complaining about knee pains. You won't be complaining about your hips and, all the things that people complain if they don't exercise or they don't look after themselves when they're younger. So don't wait too long. Don't wait until you have diabetes. Don't wait until you have a heart attack. Don't wait until you have high cholesterol to then do something about it, because by then it's going to be too late. And you don't want to be relying on medication when you're older. You don't want to be laying in bed, in a hospital, in and out of hospital, because you didn't do anything about your health when you were younger. So if you're listening to this, just like Cami said, there's not a perfect time. There's not a perfect moment. It's literally now or never, because there's always going to be things coming up. There's always going to be events coming up. There's always going to be the work. There's always going to be something that you have to do. The Christmas is going to be every single year, because I feel like that's an excuse that people always use. Christmas is coming. I'm going to be eating so much. I'll just wait until next year to start with my fitness journey. But there's always going to be Christmas. There's always going to be food. There's always going to be something.
And you can eat all the food. So you can eat every type of food, but not all the food. So like if there's Christmas cake, you don't have to eat the entire cake. Like
exactly.
You can eat a decent, like a piece of cake, and that's it. Like enjoying Christmas doesn't have that I eat the entire cake, I drink 2.5 bottles of wine. Like it's kind of like so much more. It's not restriction, but it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like that mindset. Like it's not all of nothing. It's not black and white. It's not that I cannot enjoy. Oh yeah, the classic, like if I go on a fitness journey, it's going to impact my social life. Like, you don't have to stay home if you're social because you're on a fitness journey.
And
you have to kind of like learn to enjoy without excess and find the way that makes you comfortable.
Yeah, and I think like there's no better person than you to say this, because you're very sociable. Like, you're very sociable, you know, with your friends every weekend, and you're still socializing. I feel like that's something that hasn't changed at all, but you've just changed the way you socialize. Like, you've changed how much you drink. You've changed what things you eat or what things you don't eat when you're socializing. So you don't have to stop seeing your friends, or you don't have to stop or giving up on everything just to be on your journey. If it's going to be your lifestyle, you can make it part of your lifestyle if you want it, and you can make it in a healthy way. It doesn't have to be unhealthy. It doesn't have to be too restrictive or too, you know, like Cami said, like from 0 to 100, like black and white. It doesn't have to be like that. It's only like that if you want to make it like that. But if you want to make it a lifestyle, reach out, because I can truly, truly help you. But thank you so much, Cami, for being here. I really enjoyed the time. I really enjoyed talking to you. This is not going to be the last episode that we make together. We're going to be making another one in Spanish. So for those of you that speak Spanish, we're going to be here again, making another podcast talking more about Cami's journey, patience, and how she's feeling right now, and all the amazing things that she's doing, and all the amazing goals that she has for her future. But before we go, is there anything that you want to tell them? Any message that you want to say?
Completely trust Danny. Like, if anyone's listening to this and is not part of the DDC program, I feel like it's kind of like a community. Like, you give so much knowledge, and I feel like you take the time to explain things. So it's not that we follow something that we don't know how it works. Like, we follow something that we're starting to understand the logic behind it. And I think that helps you to be patient, because you're understanding the physics of the thing. I don't know like how body works, but now I kind of like understand a bit. And when I see my training, and you put 30 repetitions of something,
yeah,
there's a reason.
You're like, why? Why?
There is a why. And I just want to say thank you for all your support, and how realistic your approach is, and how supportive you are to everyone. So and Latina girl boss, amazing. You like succeed.
Gracias, Cami. Thank you so much once again for being here. You're going to see Cami's transformation on my page. I'm sure you've already seen it if you've been following me for a long time. Thank you once again. And like I said before, this is not going to be the last time you're going to hear from Cami again. If you enjoy this episode, and you're going to be watching Cami's transformation. And just to show you that you can make anything possible. The only thing that's stopping you right now, the only thing in between you and your goals, whether they're fitness goals, business goals, or anything that you want to do, it's your mind. Literally nothing else. So just know that there's something that you can do about it. You can change that. We can change that, or another coach can help you, but just work with someone that you trust, someone that you can relate to, someone that it's going to work for you, because at the end of the day, it's going to be you working with that coach, trusting that coach, and communicating with that coach all the time. But thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it on your social media and tag me at Daniela del Carpio. Until next time, and as I always say, don't ever stop believing in yourself. Ciao.